What's up, everyone? AJ from Day Trader Boomer Bust here with today's watch list and recap video. Let's start with the watch list. As you can see here, on the primary watch list, I had Roblox, which was trading on some news, and then XPEV, which was on the gappers list, and DKNG as a continuation play from yesterday's volatility. And on the secondary list, I had Mara and OCGN, which were also on the gappers list, and Wish, Ride, and FCell as continuation plays. I post this watch list every morning on my Twitter around 9:15 a.m. So if you want to check it out every morning, then definitely do that and maybe even give me a follow. Anyways, today was a solid trading day. I only ended up trading one ticker. So let's switch over here to the chart. I ended up trading Wish. And let me just see here. So there really wasn't much to look at for most of the pre-market here. This is the 1 minute chart. There wasn't much to look at for Wish until, just before the open. So you can see here, it really started to push down on higher volume. You can see that here. So it definitely caught my attention. And I ended up taking it at the open. So the first trade, let me just zoom in here a bit. So I was playing a 1-min ORB, but it turned out, or that's what I was looking for, but it turned out that when it was hitting this previous day close level, it definitely looked weak. So I kind of switched my focus and thought that if it made a push down, then I would go short. And on the level 2, there was definitely some inventory in the low end. So my first trade of the day was this short when it broke below the top of this initial 1 minute candle. Unfortunately, this was a bit of a premature trade. And I ended up getting stopped out. So, but I still felt it was a little weak. So I continued to watch Wish, and you can see that there were multiple wicks here, on the top side, and those orders, those bids were still there, which I felt that the price would go in that direction. So in any case, when I saw that it continued to wick below this previous day close level, I continued to watch it, and when it pushed below on this candle, I went short. Again, this entry was probably a little premature because I should have waited for at least a break below this doji semi upside down hammer candle. But in any case, it worked out immediately for me. As you can see, it pushed down. It did wick up, but it never pushed back above this 100 SMA. And because my stop loss was, I think, pretty much literally the top of this candle, I had a great RVR, risk versus reward. So my 2R all out price target was quite close, which was this S2 level, and you can see that I did hit that. So this the first trade was 1R loss, but this was a 2R gain. So that put me at, I think I lost a little bit on some slippage. So it put me at about 0.8 on the green side for the day. So at that point, I was kind of scanning the market, and but I did end up coming back to Wish because I saw this consolidation, and I saw a lot more. I saw more bids on the low side and more inventory down there. So I felt that it was still a little weak, but I didn't want to get caught in this chop here. So I was watching for it, and I wanted to see how it was going to react to this S2 level, which kind of acted, I guess, a little bit as some support up here. And now I wanted to see if it was going to act as some resistance. And I did see that. It wasn't just the S2 level. You can see that here that it literally bounced almost immediately off of VWAP and the 50 SMA. Sorry, bit of a brain fart there. So when it threw this engulfing candle here, and I was watching it, and when it seemed to not push above this opening price and it pushed below the bottom of this engulfing candle, I went short with a stop loss of the 50 SMA here, or just above I guess the top of this candle here. So this trade, I had to kind of hold it for a little bit. As you can see, it started to creep up a bit, but I was pretty confident it was going to sell off. And the reason for that is, let me just switch over here to the 5-minute chart. So sometimes it's nice to check other time frames, the other charts, just to see, get maybe some confirmation on your position. So you can see here, this is where I went short, and on the 5-minute chart, you can see that this is an upside down hammer, which was preceded by a doji candle. On relatively good volume here, and then this green candle here, where it was kind of creeping up, was on very low volume, so I really wasn't too concerned about it. And then, as you can see, it never even touched the opening price and proceeded to really sell off here on the 5-minute chart, and ultimately got me out at my 2R price target level. And so that ended up being a great trade. So that was my third trade of the day. I was up nearly just a hair below 3R because of, again, some of that slippage I mentioned earlier. I really wasn't sure if I was going to continue to trade throughout the day, but I wanted to keep my eyes open for opportunities, since I kind of have a bit of a rule where 6 trades for the day is kind of my my limit, so to speak. Although, again, I do tend to take maybe 1 or 2 trades above that. But anyways, 6 is kind of the number I start to kind of analyze my day at, for sure. In any case, I was watching, and I didn't really. Actually, I did see an opportunity on Roblox. I'll share that. It wasn't a trade that I took, but it was something I was watching. So you can see here, this is the 5-minute chart, and you can see that there's this is the 200 SMA on the 5-minute, and this is the R3 level, and this is you can see VPOC has moved, but you can see that there's a high amount of volume here at the on this volume by price candle. And it put in this doji on high volume, and it just seemed to be bouncing a little bit off of this 200 SMA level, and it was acting as resistance. But I was watching it because if I felt that if it broke below that and below this $85 level, that it really could be a short. And I have a bit of a trade book play where, let's go back to the 1-minute chart, where if this is setting up on the 5-minute, I actually take my entry, or look for an entry, off of the 1-minute. And on the 1-minute, what I'm looking at is I'm looking for a candle to break below this 20 EMA. And once I do that, so for example, had I taken this trade, I would have put a stop loss at the top of this red candle here and gotten in as this candle broke below the 20 SMA. And with that, you can see let me just switch it up here. You can see that my stop loss, the trade would have been roughly around here, putting this would be about 1R, and then 2R would be right around here, and I would have easily, probably actually would have been just above this the VWAP here, so I would have easily been able to catch my 2R price target on this trade had I taken it. Unfortunately, I didn't, but I think it's one of those things where it's kind of like playing hold'em poker. If you're not seeing hands that you would have won had you been in, then you're probably playing too many hands. And I think I kind of apply that to trading, where if I don't see trades where I would have gained some profit, then I'm probably over trading, which is something I've been guilty of in the past. Anyways, Wish, like I said, I continued to watch the market and I saw an opportunity on Wish. So I'm backing out here on the 1 minute chart. So you can see that, so these were those two these were the opening trades here that I took. This was that all out. You can see that Wish continued to consolidate below this opening price level. And again, I still saw a lot of inventory around, well, definitely at 1060, which you can actually kind of see here as the markets continue to trade. Over here, there's, you can see it's over 900 lots at 1060, which it hasn't gone to get yet. But in any case, and there was more liquidity down over here. Anyways, I felt that if it broke below this pre-market level, I can't recall if this is pre-market high or low. I believe it's pre-market low. But anyways, you can see that it touched it here, but pre-market low acted a bit as a bit of support, came back up, but then it touched it again. It came down again right here, and I said that at that point I was like, well, if it breaks below, pushes lower, then I think that I would go short. So I went short over here. Unfortunately, again, maybe this trade was a little bit premature. I ended up getting stopped out right here. So that took me to just under, that was a 1R loss. So that took me to just under 2R for the day. And the next trade, although it was successful, as I talked about yesterday, it's just something that I really have to work on. I was kind of trading it based on my P&L, unfortunately. But in any case, I was watching here. I felt, it pushed, it couldn't hold above VWAP. So I was watching it, and I actually wanted to get in right at the previous day close level here. Unfortunately, I took the trade, and there was a slippage, which was 4 cents. And on this stock, that's a ton, because that would add another 8 cents to my profit target for 2R. But in any case, I got in there with a stop loss of I think the top of this candle. So that you can see that was about 12 cents. So I continued to watch it. It pushed up, and when it pushed below and it wicked, I did a small ad here to try and bring my profit target a little closer to me for 2R. So that's what that was. So you can see it pushed down immediately, wicked up here. I was a little unsure about how things were going to go, but in any case, I had to let the trade kind of work it, let the trade work. It consolidated in this area a bit, but it still definitely looked weak. And you can see it really pushed out, and it wicked here. Now this wick was 1 cent off my profit target, which was at 1063, which was right above that 1060 level that you can see here with all these orders. That was a little disappointing, when that happens, a little frustrating, and it pushed right back up. And, this VPOC line was definitely there. So what happened was, like I said, this is where I felt I was trading my P&L. When I saw I hit resistance at this VPOC, I took off 50% of the trade there. And I move my stop loss to break even, as I always do after I take a partial, and in hopes that it was gonna have one more push, one more leg down. Unfortunately, as you can see, it came all the way back up and hit my stop loss. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I stuck with that rule. I think one of the things, fortunately, that I never really struggled with was I never really struggled with allowing, my stop losses, because I use hard stop losses. I don't trust myself to just use mental stop losses. If I put a stop loss there, I put it there for a reason. And unfortunately, it hit me. Now, my original stop loss, if I remember, I told you was at 1093. So had I held on to this trade, if I had not taken this partial and kept that stop loss, and you can see the market's still trading. Oh, you know what? Here I am putting arrows to an L2 that you can't see. I apologize for that. But in any case, right now it's 12. You can see the market still trading right now. But it never would have stopped me out had I held on. And it looks like now it's probably going to go to that 2R level of 1063 that I had. As we're going here, you can see it's kind of struggling again at this VPOC level. And that's the thing. That's the difficult thing. If you're trading your P&L, you might miss these opportunities. Sometimes, if you're going to be responsible trading and you believe in the trade, you got to give the trade some time to work. But it is what it is. So that was my trading day. I'm done for the day. There is a Fed meeting, and so Jay Powell is going to be speaking a little bit later. I don't want to get caught in any potential extreme market volatility at that point. I am at this point. Let me just grab this here. You can see I am at about 2.6R for the day. Had this trade worked, I would have been at about 4R, but I'm not. Things have gotten me in trouble in the past is, I guess, quote unquote, counting unrealized dollars and potential dollars and feeling like that was a loss. But at the end of the day, I've learned to be happy with what I have accomplished for the day, and 2.6R is still a solid day for me. So let's just take, as I have been the last couple of recaps, let's take a quick gander here at my chart log journaling, so you can see here's that first trade, and I got some slippage, as you can see. This was more than my 1R max loss. It was $59 instead of my R right now, which is $50. But then the second trade, I got that 2R, again, another 2R trade right here. Those are those first two trades for the day. Then that wish trade that was, again, maybe a little bit premature. That was a 1R loss. And then the one where that final trade that I was just talking about, where I feel I traded my P&L a little bit, that was that partial before it stopped me out at break even. So the one thing I'll point out is, so the good thing is that here I am. One of the things, big things I'm working on, and I'll show you right now, is I'm working on this win rate. So today's win rate is 60%. That for me is a great win rate. And the reason I say that, or the reason I'm working on it, is if you look here on these insights. Sorry, let me just pull this up. My win rate. Oh, what am I doing here? My win rate currently is at 37%. Now, as you can see here, if I can keep, and I'm really happy with this. My average loser here is at $17, and my average winner is at $40. So this is a 2-to-1 ratio. If you have a 2-to-1 ratio on your wins and loss, if this percentage is over 40%, you are always going to, your equity curve is going to continually move up and you're going to be a profitable trader. So that is something, that's a very big goal of mine right now. That's a priority of mine, is to get this percentage above 40%. So one of the ways I'm doing that is obviously is to be patient and take better trades. But on top of that is to also lower this average trade per day. Like I said, I was, I think 6 for me has been a bit of the magic number, maybe 6 to 8 trades. I definitely on the absolute max, I don't want to be taking more than 10 trades for a day, because I have found that when that happens for me, I'm over trading, and I'm probably revenge trading, or just not taking good trades. So anyways, so if I can bring that down, I think it's going to help this percentage out a little bit. And we're going to be well on our way to being really consistently profitable, for the long run. So anyways, that is my recap for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and have enjoyed my other recaps, and hopefully you tune in again, and as I continue to post these daily. Thanks for tuning in. This is AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust, signing out. Cheers.